Just want to talk on here for a second, and I know I'm about to become the person with like 500 little line thingies on their story, and it just looks like a yardstick or something, and everyone's like, oh god, what's going on with him? But yeah, I feel really stressed out, and I feel like a few of my friends right now have been like deleting their Instagrams, just saying that it's making them feel worse than it ever has. And I relate to that because I left for so long, and then I came back and was like, I'm gonna have a good relationship with it now, and I'm only gonna I'm gonna wait a week to post anything that I do, and I'm gonna think about if it's showing too much of myself or if I'm comfortable with it. But almost immediately I went right back to where I was, where I'm like using it like a literal drug, where I post like a mirror selfie, and literally for 24 hours I'm just refreshing, looking at what emojis people are putting in response to it, and just feeling on top of the world. It literally like shot me in. I don't know how to actually post multiple things on here. I guess it cuts you off and doesn't want you to talk for that long. What I was saying is I think it shot me into kind of like a hypo-ish, manic-ish episode, which the difference is kind of confusing. By the way, I literally got a comment on a few comments on my new video, which I read a lot of them and shouldn't have, and that's a big part of my problem, saying like, I love Drew and I really like this video, but it just seems like he's having a manic episode. And I was thinking about it, I was like, what if I was? Like, I got some there like, Drew seems really cool, but I think he has ADHD. It's like, why is it but? Like, I actually am mental. Like, I've been telling you over and over again. Like, I'm not going to, do I have to fix myself completely and then I get to talk? Are people experiencing a manic episode not allowed to, like, I don't know, act like they're having a hypomanic episode? Like, that's, since I was like 12 years old, I've been getting hyper, posting a video of me like screaming and acting weird online for like almost 15 years now. Like, this is just what happens, and you're gonna go, what? Is he joking? Oh my god, is he okay? Like, that's just what I do. There is a large archive of that. But I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe this should be a YouTube video. I just feel so like addicted to this, and I hate having it there for me when I should be turning right now to like a friend or a therapist or a psychiatrist. Sometimes those people are less reliable than, or I'm less comfortable, weirdly, with that than like this vague audience that I don't know if you're like an 80-year-old man or like a 3-year-old on an iPad. Anyway, I'm posting this to say I might delete my social media. Probably not, but just in case I do, someone can reference this as like, he's not dead. He just feels weird about social media right now. Like, disable it, not delete it forever and get rid of everything I've ever done. Never. But I don't know. I just feel like I don't know how to not go all the way in on like basing all of my confidence on it and feeling really good when I get a good response, and then feeling really, really bad, worse than I did before when it's not as much as I was expecting. But anyway, I've just been thinking about it because I feel like it just puts a band-aid on my need for like love and attention and my uncomfortable feelings when I'm alone and don't know how to connect with people. I have such a hard time actually connecting with people, like even the people I love in my life and my family. Like, it is really hard for me to not feel alone sometimes when I'm even around them or talking to them, because I feel so stressed out about what they think of me and if they're mad at me and if they hate me or they're about to like go away or whatever. And sometimes I convince myself that coming on social media is this perfect thing where everyone loves me and I can just talk to the people who don't know me anyway and just like looking at me. Part of me feels like I shouldn't even be on like, I don't need to have a social media. Like, I can just post YouTube videos, and it's probably cooler that way to be like Bo Burnham and do like one tweet every 2 years, and everyone's like, oh my god, he's back, and then he just like goes away again. But I don't know how to not be this person who is like every second shooting out tweets and stories and just wanting to suck out as much attention and like love or whatever it is, just like as many people as I can get to tell me that I'm like talented and mean something. But it always ends up, I don't know if that's what leaves me like in a pile of trash and crying and panicking and feeling scared and unworthy and like I used to be good and now I'm not, or if that's just how I would end up anyway, and maybe this is something that keeps me afloat and is a healthy way to get my energy out. Maybe it's not a bad thing, but maybe I'll delete this too, because I already can't stop thinking about people I know in real life watching this and reaching out like, Drew, you should delete your social media. Like, this is a little intense and we're worried about you. But I don't know. I posted this story today that was up for like 2 hours because I was so hyper and thought everything I was saying and doing was like hilarious and amazing. And then an hour and a half later, I was like, oh my God, this is embarrassing. And 10,000 people or whatever have seen it. And I couldn't even fathom how embarrassing that was. And I looked at like family members watching it and just picturing their faces, and all I do like all day when I use social media is picture people's faces looking at me, and usually I'm imagining them, like I said in my last video, rolling their eyes or going ugh. But yeah, I don't know, this is like the fact that I'm talking about this not being healthy, but I'm like doing it right now, and I'm probably while you're watching this like looking at how many views it's getting and feeling embarrassed and just going through this never-ending loop of being like, this isn't good for me, and then getting in a mood where I need it again, and I'm like, okay, yeah, but I don't like know how to connect with like a real person, so I'm just gonna turn to this thing and see if anybody likes me. But I don't know, because I've just been thinking about what it's like to be someone with actual mental issues who has a job that allows them to show themselves in whatever state that I'm in at any given point, and how sort of humiliating that can be at times when I say or do or act in a way that I was trying to be funny or deep or poetically sad, and then I end up feeling really differently an hour or a year later, and I'm like, oh my God, I've shown so many symptoms for so many years, and like, should I keep doing that? Should I go to therapy like Bo Burnham and then come back and fix myself first? I want to make stuff that's like an actual thing, like it's an actual, whether you like it or not, or whether it sucks or it's just silly and dumb, like it's a thing that I'm like, this is a piece of creative work, rather than just kind of like take a picture of like a boat that I'm on. Not that I go on boats, but like, oh, here, I bought this new thing. Oh, this is what I'm eating. Like, I think that can be cool and like fun to look at photo dumps or whatever, but I also question like the worthiness of it as like something to consume, because it's just kind of literally life. It's not like life through the filter of like making it beautiful. It's just like, it is life, so it is beautiful. But then like that's what I'm doing right now. I'm literally just like, hi, here is what I'm thinking. But maybe that is cool. I don't know. I think that's all I'm going to say. And I'm gonna try to post this now and not look at how many people watched the first two as compared to the last two, and imagine their faces and thoughts as they decided I was too much to... I need to stop doing that, because I literally don't watch people that I love stories all the way through, because I just get distracted and don't know. Ugh. Okay, yeah, no, I'm fine. By the way, just to be clear, like, I have family and friends around me and people I can talk to and doctors, and like, I'm safe. I'm not like losing it and about to fall off a cliff. Like, we're good mostly.